It's all new Hallelujah 96.3. That's Brother Rod Gardner Jr. checking in, and it's time for my Sunday conversation. I'm real excited about today's Sunday conversation because I got some special guests in the studio. First of all, let me put you in a mindset and perspective of what's going on. The national bell ringing to commemorate 400 years of African American history and culture is going on August 25th, and there's going to be a ceremony that's taking place at Emmanuel Baptist Church, 1047 Demery Road on St. Simon's Island, where Reverend John Leggett will be speaking. And you're actually the pastor.
I am.
Of Emmanuel Baptist Church. And I have Titania Cook from the Juneteenth nonprofit organization right here in Brunswick. And that's my girl right there. We talk. I love her family, her husband. We talk about a lot of stuff, and I finally got her in here on something else.
I'm excited.
And then I have Miss Williams in here.
Hey.
And we're definitely want to find out what this is for the community and what's going on. So I'm gonna let Tatiana start with what's going on the 25th.
Okay. Thank you for inviting us here. We are doing, I'm the founder and director of Juneteenth GA. We do events here to bring awareness about the African American emancipation holiday, which is Juneteenth. It was June 19th, 1865, that the last of the slaves in Galveston, Texas received word that they were free. So we were invited to be a part of the National Bell Ringing Ceremony from Project 1619 and also the National Juneteenth Observance Foundation. So I asked a dear friend, Miss Bernell Williams, who is also a playwright. She has a play that's coming up, and she'll talk more about that.
Awesome.
But we thought it all tied in together with commemorating the 400 years of enslavement of African Americans.
Right.
So a lot of people believe that there's this curse that's been put upon African Americans, the 400-year curse, that it will actually be lifted this year. August 25th marks the 400th anniversary of the first slave ship arriving at Fort Comfort in Virginia. And so all across the nation, all across the United States, churches of all faiths will be celebrating the 400-year anniversary. It's a big deal because it just means a lot for so many. In this year of honoring our ancestors, we're happy to be a part of this. We're happy that Pastor Leggett has agreed to hold this beautiful spiritual ceremony at his church. And again, it's to honor our ancestors. We're inviting the community. We know we only have a few days left. I believe it's like 6 days that we have left. Mm-hmm. But if any other churches of any faiths, denominations want to join in, they still can. We're going to ring the bell for 4 minutes.
Wow.
1 minute per 100 years of enslavement. And it's just an acknowledgement, just to get in the spirit to honor our ancestors and to remember what they have endured and what they've been through just for us to be here today.
Right. And a lot of people, in my involvement in getting involved with churches and certain things, I'm seeing that a lot of people try to separate what goes on with us from church and the gospel and the word. But like when I read the word, I feel like God's talking to us. You know, you talk about 400 years. I look in Deuteronomy. I look in Exodus. That's us. You know,
it is.
So I think it's very, very important. I got so excited when I seen this all coming together, and I was like, "Hold up!" I hit my girl up yesterday. I was like, "Tatiana, you got to come in here right now, like right now." So, Miss Williams, what is your involvement in for the ceremony on the 25th?
First of all, thank you for letting us be here, and thank you to you, Tatiana. I've just met her maybe about
a month now, 2 months.
And it's just unreal.
She like that. She don't play though. Soon as you hook up with her,
that's right.
You in there.
I'm busy now.
Right.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I have attended some of her meetings, and it's just astonishing, and it's such a revelation to me how this organization, the Juneteenth is so relevant for us today. As I was saying to her, God put it in my spirit that we should learn from Juneteenth because often it's because of the lack of knowledge that we suffer.
Right.
So our brothers and sisters, because they did not know that they had been liberated, they were still enslaved. So it's incumbent upon us as African Americans, as black people, not to sit back and wait for information to come to us, but for us to get involved. For us to attend the meetings, for us to go downtown and see what they're going to do with that land over there, how it's going to affect you, how it's going to affect me. What about the school board? What? So we can't sit back and feel like information is just going to come flowing into us. We got to go after it, just as we have to get into God's word and see how he has laid out the path for us. And all we got to do is read it and follow the directions. But we got to have some initiative to step forward. So it's been just very important to me, and I'm just so glad to be able to be a part of this and encouraging people to come and visit with us at Emmanuel Baptist Church. We welcome them, and we are honored that we are the center church for this event in this community.
Wow, it's powerful, and I'm thankful that you guys are coming all together and doing this, because it's just, it rung a bell like at the beginning of the year. I was talking about it with my dad. I was like, man, 400 years is up, But it's like, what do you do now? Once you say the 400 years is up, what goes in action? What do we have to do? Well, the first thing is we have to acknowledge it, and we have to know where we're at. So like you say, when they found out in Galveston, Texas, the last group of slaves to find out they were free, we need to let everybody know, hey, it's up. This is where we're going, and we're going forward. And Pastor Leggett, I know you're excited about having this at Emmanuel Baptist Church. Your involvement, I definitely want to hear what you have to say and the message you want to bring forth.
You have all of you have been right on target, because we do a lot of things to help us remember. I was looking at my ring on my finger. And that reminds me, not only me, but it tells some other folk whether they're interested in me or not. But it tells them I'm married.
That's right.
And we tie strings around our fingers, and we do all sorts of things to remember, because memory takes effort. Especially memory of something good. It's easy to remember terrible things. It's easy to remember tragic things. But to remember wonderful things, or wonderful things that came out of tragic things, we have to be reminded. So I'm so glad for this program and for this movement that helps us to remember that we are somebody.
Amen.
I love it. That's a word. I think that's like the best word I done had on here. I'm telling you, I appreciate that, Pastor Leggett. And what I love so much is about the unity right here. The unity in you recognizing, hey, this is what we need to do. This is where we're at. This is what we need to do. Y'all not asking no questions. Y'all coming forth because y'all see it and you see the importance of it.
Amen.
Now, my girl Titania been on me about Juneteenth. I want to say this. She's been on Juneteenth for years before anybody was really going and making it a big deal on the internet. She's been on Juneteenth. She's been on it, and she says we need one locally right here, and it's the perfect layout for us to do more and for us to get involved. And I know you got some more stuff coming up with Juneteenth, right?
Yeah, we have a tea party coming up on September the 7th.
Right.
It's going to be at Halfway Broadfield Plantation. And the idea is to gather the young and the older generation of ladies together to just have conversation. We're going to have a tour around the plantation, and then after the tour, we're going to have a little light lunch, and we're going to, while we're eating and lunching, and Ms. Bernell Williams is going to be our host, we're going to discuss about the things that we've seen on the plantation, the information that was shared, and how we can relate it to today. Right. Because it is relevant. Like Ms. Bernell Williams mentioned, and you mentioned, in the Bible it says that we must know our past in order to move forward in the present. So to know where we're going in the future. Right. And my people perish for lack of knowledge. Right. So the more knowledge that we gain about this event, slavery, it was an event that happened in the United States. Some people think it's not relevant today, but it actually is, because we're descendants of people who were enslaved in the United States. So it relates to me. I want to be able to talk about it. This is my history. This is United States history. And it's not being taught in the schools, and it's not to be taught. We're not having these events and programs to encourage division. We're doing this to encourage unity. And we have discussions, like we go to different senior centers around the city and around the area, Glenn County. We do presentations, different places, just to let people know that Juneteenth is a platform for healing in the United States as it relates to slavery. Right.
And I like what you said. You know, we're not trying to promote division, but you know what? At the same time, we have to know that's nothing but if us coming together makes somebody feel like we dividing the country, then they on the wrong end of it.
That's true.
So it's like our unity is more important. If we're the only ones getting beat down and we're the only ones being destroyed, our unity is more important than everybody else feeling comfortable. And that's what we just have to get to that point.
That's right.
So it's real. So we tell because we keep saying it. We saying we're not trying to do this and do that, but. When if you can't deny the fact that America is kind of built on our backs, so we kind of got to tear things up. When you read the word, Jesus was trying to unify the people, but he had to disrupt things for it to go forward. So if we have to disrupt things for us to be unified and be who we're really supposed to be, so be it. That's what it has to be. So I'm blessed by y'all coming in today. I gotta have all of y'all each on the show individually. But once again, I want to say August 25th at 3 p.m. at the Emmanuel Baptist Church, 1047 Demery Road on St. Simon's Island. It's going to be the national bell ringing to commemorate 400 years of African American history and culture. And I just thank y'all for putting this together. I thank the people of God. I'm gonna get the word out, and we just let this won't just be an event; it'll be a launching pad.
All right, I like that.
Go ahead,
Pastor. I say thank you so much, Brother Gardner, for having us, and because in order to have harmony, you have to have unity.